Okay, the software seems to be working again. This is the second time, third time even recording. So let's give this a go. Please, Lord, let this work. This is me. This is Enda. I'm doing my weekly video. You know what it is. Here I am. Let's get into it. Look at the markets again. Try and see what's going on. Okay, a terrible introduction. But anyway. I'm kind of the showman in me is gone now. It's got bleeded out of me by my malfunctioning software. Okay, here is your dollar. You know that I've been looking for the second wave higher low. We're not there yet. Looking for a decline, expanded flat correction down towards somewhere around 101, and we haven't got that yet. So overall, it should be a pretty good year for the euro, up towards about 125 again. But I do think that we are going to see a significant higher low, somewhere down around 101 again. Okay, so there's the 4-hour count. You can see this ABC correction, again, pointing to about 102, 101. And here is the hourly count. Still looking at the closeout of this wedge pattern here. So we've got ABC up, sort of probably what seems to be more and more morphing into a ending diagonal wedge pattern without the confirmation to the downside just yet. So let's see if we get that downside today. We did have a reasonable stab at that 1-2 pattern going on over the last week, but then that got kind of robbed from us this week. But now we're back to flat again. So we've basically been flat for the last month, and nothing has changed there. So we need the impulsive pattern down. Let's see if we get it next week. Okay, so we'll go to cable. This is cable. The same, let's say, expanded flat correction I'm looking for in cable. So an extended decline for the next probably couple of weeks to close out a B wave. So this would be wave C of B that would be working out here. And I'll be looking for somewhere down around 116 to complete this 3-wave correction. We get the hourly count. You can see here we've got wave 1 down in cable. We didn't break to a new high this week, so that was, somewhat of a consolation. We've got a small head and shoulders pattern building around the top here in wave B. So we've got wave 1 down, a correction in wave 2. It's definitely a correction, but we haven't had confirmation into a third wave yet. So looking for that confirmation today, hopefully, if not Monday. But let's see if we can hold the lower high to continue pointing towards third wave decline in the next couple of days. Now, already my throat is drying up because I've done all this before, just 10 minutes ago. Okay, so we've got a 1-2 pattern looking towards a third wave rally in dollar yen. The lower degree kind of stepping stones higher over the last few weeks, the last month probably, is definitely gaining steam. So we have a 1-2 pattern. Let's go to the hourly count. We've got a series of 1-2, so 1-2 in green, 1-2 in blue, 1-2 in pink. Now, what we were looking for was an acceleration up towards this cluster of Fibonacci extensions here. So that's 137.50. And last night we got a nice rally, and we seem to be continuing that this morning. So we've got a nice spike rally in the overnight trade. So this could be a third of a third acceleration building today. So we would look for wave 3 in pink to continue today and probably Monday. And I'm still looking towards that kind of 137, 138 area. Close that out. Okay, so let's move on. Here is crude oil. Oh, not crude oil. This is the Dow. Again, we've got that stepping stone pattern to the downside, or that stair steps. Series of lower highs. We did have at least an attempt at a follow through this week, but yesterday's trade kind of really took the rug out from underneath it. For some reason, the bullishness entered the market again. It may have been, well, we've had like 2 weeks of basically sideways trading, so we probably got some sort of an equilibrium in sentiment, and then some kind of fat finger triggered a run into longs again. We've still got the kind of a possibility of an emergence of a 1-2 pattern. We'll see how it goes. Need confirmation. So I'm just going to leave this up to, this is up to the individuals, the market itself, to see where it's going to actually, if there's going to be, let's say, a consolidation to the downside. We've gone sideways to nowhere for most of this month, so let's see. And we do have actually a head and shoulders pretty much in place now, even after yesterday's rally. So left shoulder, head, right shoulder, neckline. If we can break that neckline again, let's see if we can break the neck of this rally. I know we've been looking for that for a while, but nothing has changed my longer term view on this. But nothing has confirmed the short term view either. So limbo land. We exist in limbo until it's been confirmed. Let's move on. This is the gold 1 hour count or the 4 hour count here. You'll I'm looking for a significant retracement in wave 2 in blue, with the alternate idea pointing to a possible wave 2 in green. So wave 2 in blue should complete 3 ways down over the next week or so. Let's get into the hourly count and I'll show you what I'm thinking. I'm looking at a possible 5-wave decline in wave A. We are still holding out. That wave count is still holding. So it's without confirmation. There is at least a reasonable lower high now in place. Even after this week's action, it's gone sideways, basically sideways to nowhere. Hopefully pointing towards the downside in wave 3. So if we do start seeing some, let's say if we start pushing towards 1950 again, I think that'll confirm wave 3. Definitely if we break the previous fourth wave low, so that's 1933, that'll pretty much confirm this pattern. So still looking for 5 ways down in wave A. Let's see if we get that next week. Crude oil is probably the only market that has stuck to the script this week. So we had an expanded flat correction in wave 2 complete. We had a minimum target of 82.75. We basically just pipped above that minimum target 2 weeks ago, and we immediately turned lower. And now we have, you remember that OPEC decision from early in the month, we gapped higher, which ruled out the previous wave count actually. So we gapped higher. We triggered this expanded flat correction. We gave us that new target, hit the target, and then now we've basically filled the gap, and we're holding below the gap today. So the OPEC gap, which I've marked here on the chart, has now been filled and conclusively been filled. So we'll see. I'm looking at a third wave, development of the third wave here. We'll see whether that holds out today. Reasonable possibility that we are in wave 3 of 1. Looking for a continuation to the downside to complete 5 waves down in wave 3, and then 5 waves down in wave 3 in blue. So more work to do, but definitely we are sitting within the parameters of the bearish count now. Okay, let's move on. It's the S&P. Again, kind of actually probably a more pronounced head and shoulders here in the S&P. We've got an A wave top, B wave neckline, C wave, A wave shoulder, B wave neckline, C wave top to complete wave 2. And then we've got to drop into the neckline again in wave 1. And then wave 2 has completed the right shoulder. Now we need rollover down into wave 3. So pretty good head and shoulders on a 4-hour count. Again, looking for the confirming price action to the downside. We got a reasonable decline this week, possible wave 1 and 2, but yesterday's action has really thrown the cat amongst the pigeons. So again, we got this lower degree head and shoulders here around the top of wave 2. So really need that wave 1 down in pink to kind of consolidate the move to the downside in 5 waves. Let's look and see if we get that next week. You can see I'm pretty subdued, along with a cold. We got that failure of the previous recording. But anyway, still looking towards that wave one down next week. Okay, let's move to silver. For our account in silver, again looking for a significant second wave retracement here in silver. Wave one top has closed out. I think this week's action is pretty conclusive on that. The internal pattern for wave two yet to be decided. So I'm looking at an ABC down, obviously, for a second wave retracement. Looks like we've got maybe a leading wedge here in wave A, probably a triangle in wave B, and then yesterday's spike to lower high, probably, well, it's pointing towards a third wave decline, or sorry, a C wave decline. So looking for 5 waves down in wave C. A break below 24.40 again will pretty much confirm this count. So let's see if that happens. Let's go to the FTSE. Again, a significant rally in a second wave, but let's get a count on that. Wave one and wave two. Okay, so wave one and two, we've got a lower high. We're still holding a lower high, and we seem to be cresting after that, momentum burnout to a lower high. So it was quite a rally off that wave one low. Wave, I think this is pretty solid 5-wave decline here. We've got extension in wave three, consolidation wave four, spike to a new low in wave five. So I've got 5 waves down in wave one, 3 waves up in wave two. Wave C of two definitely extended again, but it was a pretty good 5-wave pattern, and the market basically just died a death over the last 2 weeks, and now we're cresting that high and we're turning lower again. So looking for a third wave down. So we'll be looking towards a wave one of wave three. So this is the wave one and two. Actually, I've got it marked at a lower degree here, but I probably shouldn't. We should move that out. I will do that today, actually. So looking towards a wave one and two decline over the next week or so. The hint is we've got some sort of a wedge decline in wave one, and then a 3-wave correction higher this week in wave two. So if you pull that up a bit, we might be able to discern something a little bit better. So possibly a leading wedge into wave one, maybe a 3-wave correction into wave two. So this morning's decline in the FTSE is maybe a tell on what happened in the US stock markets. So if this is a tell, maybe the FTSE is turning first, which would be welcome from my point of view, because I'm looking for a wave one down. So if this could be wave three of one, I might investigate that a little bit further tonight. But for the moment, looking at a rolling over pattern, we're holding below the 78.6 retracement right now. Again, we did have that momentum burnout, and we are creating a cresting pattern. So, the FTSE is telling something here. It's telling a tale. Whether I'm reading too much into it or not is up for, you interpret that yourself. But I would look for a third wave decline in wave three in green over the next few weeks. Let's go to the NASDAQ. NASDAQ did manage a very slight new high, and maybe there's more to come. I don't know. But it doesn't change the actual overriding pattern here. I think it's 3 waves up in a C wave. And again, we have that declining momentum, even though we've got a new high. On the hourly count, we've got a possible wedge formation in wave C. So 5 waves up, overlap of wave 1 and 4. It's not the best wedge pattern in the world, but you can definitely see over the last few weeks there has been pretty much nothing happening here, even though well, the market is holding on, even though the foundations are crumbling from underneath the economy and the market. Sentiment seems to be kind of holding on by its threads, by fingernails at the moment. There's something building here I can see. Let's see whether we get that next week. I think there's a significant spike lower building here, and let's see if that emerges next week. Okay, I think that's it. I think I'm done. I'm sorry I'm keeping this a little bit shorter this week. 15 minutes, it's usually about 30 minutes, but I've done 30 minutes of talking before this video, and I even had a lovely presentation of the gospel afterwards. The good news of Jesus Christ is that he came, he died for your sins. He took all of that, all of the sins, all of the repayment that we owe God for our transgressions. He took that to the cross. He paid for it. You are born with free will, even though you're born under the headship of Adam. You are born with free will. It's up to you to choose whether you want eternal life or not. So that's the choice: eternal life or eternal death. It's up to you, and it all lies in the way, the truth, and the life. Yeshua, Jesus, the Messiah, God Himself, God incarnate, that came to earth. So that's up to you. The choice is laid before you. As Caleb said, choose this day who you will follow. Me and my house will follow the Lord. Okay, that's that. If I'm back next week, if I'm still alive, I'll be back on here again. All right. Have a good weekend. God bless. See you on the website tonight. Bye-bye.